Everyone wants to become someone new, not for applause, not for headlines, but quietly, in the privacy of their own thoughts. Usually after something breaks, after the failure no one saw coming, after being underestimated one too many times, after staring at your own life and realizing it no longer fits. Transformation rarely begins with excitement. It begins with discomfort, a subtle dissatisfaction you can't fully explain. The routine that once felt stable starts to feel restrictive. Conversations become repetitive. Goals that once felt huge now feel small. You're not ungrateful. You're not angry. You just know deeply you're capable of more, and that knowing changes everything. Because the moment you decide you want more, the cost begins. The first thing change takes from you is comfort. The comfort of predictability. The comfort of being understood. The comfort of staying the same. Growth disrupts your own environment. You wake up earlier, you spend more time alone, you read more, think more, observe more. You become intentional, and people notice. They may not say it directly, but they feel it. Your energy shifts, you speak differently, you respond differently. You don't laugh at the same things. You don't tolerate the same habits. And slowly, the space widens. You've changed. It's rarely said as praise. What they mean is, you're not who we're used to. That's when you learn a painful truth. Growth creates distance, not because you think you're better, not because you've outgrown everyone in arrogance, but because alignment shifts. The version of you they connected with is evolving, and evolution is uncomfortable for everyone involved. You don't outgrow people dramatically. There's no explosion, no final argument. It happens quietly. The friend you once spoke to daily becomes someone you struggle to relate to. The environment that energized you begins to drain you. The habits that bonded you now feel like anchors. You start craving depth, discipline, direction, purpose. And that craving separates you. No one talks about this part. They talk about success. They talk about elevation. They talk about winning. They don't talk about the quiet nights when you wonder if it would have been easier to just stay the same. Growth is lonely because it happens internally first. On the outside, nothing may look different. Same city, same job, same circles. But inside, your standards are rising. Your awareness is sharpening. You see your excuses, your fears, your wasted time. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. That awareness creates pressure. Pressure to move differently, to speak differently, to become the person you now realize you could be. There's a stage in transformation that feels unstable. You're no longer the old you, but you're not fully the new you either. You exist in between, and that in-between space feels like standing on unfamiliar ground without balance. You miss the old simplicity, how easy it was to go with the flow, to not analyze everything, to not carry the weight of potential, because potential is heavy. When you know you're capable of more, staying average feels like self-betrayal, and suddenly comfort feels dangerous. Doubt gets louder. You question your decisions. You wonder if you're isolating yourself. You replay old memories and feel the pull of familiarity. Familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar growth. At least you knew how to survive the old version of your life. The new path offers no guarantees. You start saying no more often. No to distractions. No to environments that shrink you. No to habits that once defined you. And with every no, your circle gets smaller. Your world gets quieter. But in that quiet, something powerful begins to build. Discipline strengthens. Emotional control deepens. You react less. You listen more. You become selective with your energy. Your standards rise. But in that quiet, something powerful begins to build. Discipline strengthens. Emotional control deepens. You react less. You listen more. You become selective with your energy. Your standards rise. And higher standards always come at a cost. Not everyone is willing to meet you where you're going. Some people were connected to who you were, not who you're becoming. That realization stings, because you don't hate them. You just can't stay small for them. Eventually, you stop explaining yourself. You stop convincing others that your growth isn't rejection. You understand something clearly. Transformation is expensive. It costs approval. It costs validation. It costs belonging in certain spaces. It costs the identity you once wore comfortably. Parts of you have to die. The people-pleasing version, the distracted version, the version that's settled. And letting go of who you were is harder than becoming who you could be, because who you were feels safe, familiar, known. But staying that person starts to feel like shrinking. At some point, you stop fighting the loneliness. You stop defending yourself against misunderstanding. You realize becoming someone new isn't about impressing the world. It's about aligning with yourself. And alignment feels different, quieter, more grounded, less desperate. You stop chasing approval. You start chasing integrity. You don't announce your growth. You embody it. It shows in how you spend your time, what you tolerate, what you no longer entertain, how you carry yourself when no one is watching. Then one day, the results surface, not dramatically, not overnight, but steadily. The same people who once said, "You've changed," may eventually say, "You've grown." But by then, you won't need them to notice, because the real transformation happened long before the results appeared. It happened in quiet mornings, in uncomfortable no's, in the nights you questioned yourself but kept going anyway. Becoming someone new isn't glamorous. It's not aesthetic. It's not a highlight reel. It's internal demolition followed by intentional rebuilding. It's choosing long-term alignment over short-term comfort. And it forces you to confront a truth most people avoid. Staying the same has a cost too. It costs potential. It costs opportunity. It costs the person you could have become. So you choose your cost, the cost of comfort, or the cost of growth. Either way you pay. Becoming someone new means deciding that the temporary loneliness, the misunderstandings, the sacrifices, and the silent work are worth it. The price of transformation is high, but the price of remaining who you were can be even higher. And one day when you look back, you'll realize something powerful. You didn't lose yourself in the process. You found yourself, but only after you were brave enough to let the old version go.